Hi friends, Marlene here with Unique Miguela. I'm glad you're here. Welcome to my all new subscribers. I appreciate you, and I welcome and thank you to my regular subscriber that leave the nicest comments. If you're ever having a bad day, all I gotta do is go read my comments and it'll perk me right up. Thank you guys, I appreciate it. Today I have another flip. And I'm really excited because I'm finally getting into some traditional Christmas colors. My last flip was a pink Christmas, Shabby pink boho that I love. In case you missed that video, I'll put it underneath this one. But this time I wanted to do more of a traditional color, even though there's not a whole lot of green. There's a little bit of green here and there, but not too much. It's mainly red. So I wanted to do retro. This is my head, okay? Definitely retro. Red, boho, vintage, and shabby all in one. And I think I did it with these cute little journals. I am so in love with these images. I'm going to link all my sources underneath, the paper collection, everything else, all the supplies and everything, because I don't remember one by one what I did. So I'll link it all underneath, and then I usually like to link the store to have you go and look around in the store and find what you're looking for. So that's what I'm going to do. So again, these are my standard one signature. I'm going to have underneath or on the listing, I usually list more detail on the listing, like how many pages and so forth. But anyway, it's a one signature journal, yeah. In the junk journal style. It's not a true junk journal because I don't have a lot of junk in it, like real authentic, junky stuff. But it's in the junk journal style where all the pages are not the same. They're all different. They're made to look junky, but it's not really junky. But I call them junk journals, but you guys know exactly what I mean. So anyway, so let's get started. It's a one signature. It's an exposed spine. But this time what I did with the spine is that I chose to tie the spine in the inside instead of on the outside. So, yep. They're identical. Just one little trim inside. It's a little bit different than this. I think, yeah, the one little trim is just a little bit different, a red trim than the other one. But other than that, they're exactly alike. I even measure the amount and everything, so they're just exactly alike. So these are ready also to be shipped. They both found a happy home right away. So, and usually that beats me to making my flip. I'm always rushing to make my flip because I got to mail it out. In this case, the same thing. Okay, so let me give you a once over. I wanted to use this trim that I salvaged from someplace. I'm not sure where. And I don't know if it's vintage or not. I don't think so because it's so pressed and clean that I'm not sure. But anyway, I wanted to do something in ivory because I want it to be, like I said, vintage. I didn't want it to be so crispy white like my other pink journal. I want it to be a little bit more, I don't want to say dirty, but a little bit more grungy. So I used this trim in the front and then this one in the back. And I'll show you. But let me give you a little once over. Again, lots of my trims. This one's from Boho Daydream. I think this is from my friend Roxy. People that give me stuff, I use it. Roxy makes journals and her journals are gorgeous. I'm going to link her store underneath too. This tinsel, I've been dying to use it. It's not vintage. I got it somewhere, either Michael's or Joanne years back. It's not new, but it's not old. And then I did this little cluster. I did it in like a little angle on purpose. I don't know why. I'll show you in detail that in a little bit. And then for the closure, I have found this beautiful, it's like, I was almost sinful to cut it, but I did, we do. I think it was like a scarf or some sort. And I just cut it, and I think it adds just and it kind of even looks a little retro. Like, I don't know, do we wear this still? I'm retro, so whatever I like may not be what we use now, but I would wear this scarf. I would wear this, I don't know where, maybe to Walmart, but I would wear it. If I really wanted to, I would. And the reason I say Walmart is because that's my where I go all the time. So anyway, but I ended up cutting it up and I used it as a little tie. And since it has all the sequins, I couldn't really tie a bow, so I just made a little knot. And then I found this, you guys, for all you beaders out there. This, I know this has a name. I know it does because this is kind of like retro. I don't know if it's from the 30s or I don't know, but it's like a special beading technique. See, and the beads are like, I don't know what this is called. It's a form of beading, but I'm sure everything in this world has a name. And I'm sure this has a name. So I found this, which I love. Let me show you where I found it. Because sometimes, you know, you get ideas when people find things. Let me see, did I find it here? Yeah, I found it here. I found it on this junky jewelry thing. It was at the end of this thing. At the end of this thing that I found. So I wanted to use these little rings. Somebody made like these little rings or something. I don't know what they did, but they look like little rings. They're not really rings. I wanted to use that somehow, but then when I looked at it really deeply, it was not red. It's like an orange. But anyway, those things were hanging here at the end. And somebody made this, obviously, which I like. But anyway, this was at the end. So I don't know if this was a necklace. I don't know. I find stuff that I don't know what it is, and I don't really care because I just use it. So that's what that is. So I think this was something. Well, see, look. They did it here too, kind of. They did it here too. See how they use the same little stones here? See if it'll, oops. Let me see if it'll focus so you can see both. I really want to know what this is called. Or maybe I'm thinking of something. See how they did the beading here? It's the same beading here. See that? But I think this has a name. This beading technique thing has a name. But you know, me, I don't know. But if I just know that I like it, I use it. But anyway, it was just perfect because it's like a subtle, it's not too, I thought of putting something really blingy, but then it would compete with this bling. So it's kind of like you have to pick your battles. So I show something but a subtle little dingy thing. So let's get started. I think I'm going to open her up first. So it just has a little ball pin here. Comes right off. No big deal. You can use this for something else if you want to. And then this, like I said, has a little knot. So you are going to lose some sequins because I cut right through the sequences. So some of them are going to come off. And that's okay. Who doesn't like a little sparkle in their life? Sometimes people hate glitter. Some people do not like glitter. And that's fine. But it makes me happy when I see glitter on my floor. I don't know why. Maybe I need help. Okay, so that goes there. So this is for the little presentation piece in the front. Oh, look at my little props. All I have is this really pretty Santa image. He's so cute. And I'm going to link, like I said, everybody underneath. And I backed him up with some of the paper from the collection back here. Some dictionary book page, then Santa, and then a little Tracy Fox little label that I was able to find with a little red. And I love it. She has some new labels. I know I've said that. I'm going to link her store underneath. I love using her labels. I use it all the time. I'm addicted. And they come in all. This particular kit that I bought has a little bit of everything. Red borders, blue borders, grungy, whatever. But I love it because it goes with everything. So then here I made like a little tuck so that Santa kind of goes in here. I am like madly in love with this red trim right here. Can you guys see that, how pretty? I love that trim. So again, my layers. I have a layer underneath. This is from me, from my collection, from that I've had forever, but I'm running out. This is one, and this is another one, and I love how this curls up. Reminds me of these eyelashes these pretty young girls wear now. Look how pretty that looks. Doesn't that look like one of these eyelashes things you see? Look how pretty. I love that. So I put that there. So just for a little bit or something. And then it's a little envelope. And then I have a couple of little things to journal on. This is one of these receipts that I fold. You can journal in the back. You can hide a secret little, you know, like a little note. And again, guys, I need to do a December daily because I'm dying to see little numbers coming out of my journals. You can easily, again, just like my pink journal, you can easily turn this into a December daily by just kind of popping in little peekaboo of the little dates and just turn it into that if you like. But I need to do that. It's been on my mind to do that. So for the cover, this is the image that I chose because I think she's so cute, and she reminds me of a picture that we had, my 3 sisters and I had in our bedroom when we first got to this amazing country and we lived in Chicago. It was in the 70s, 1970s, very early 70s, and we had, my mom found, I think, in the, over there we junk like in alleys. There are different alleys. And we did our whole house from junk in people's alleys. And we found this one time, we found all these little pictures. They were so cute, and they had all these retro little girls on them. And that's what my mom used to decorate our bedroom, and I loved it. And this just brought back like a storm of memories, all 4 of us in that little room. It was the best time of my life, and I love it. So look. Isn't she cute? She reminds me of Chicago. She reminds me of so many things. I love this image. I'm going to do something for me with this image and put it in my room here. So anyway, that's her. Look at her little skirt. I wanted to make her like a little tutu skirt, but I didn't because, I don't know, I thought it was too much competing with this, even though it's very sheer. So what I did is that I doubled up the sheer. I don't know if you can see, but this sheer has a little bit of, there's a little glimmer to it. It shines. So what I do is that I pretended in my head that I gave her a little soft little tutu. And it has 2 layers. I put 2 layers because I want to make sure that you can see the shimmer. See, you can see the shimmer a little bit. I want to make sure you can see that. So I didn't really make it a tutu, but I gave her like a little veil type of thing that I like to do. But I chose the skirt, and I love that. We had a Christmas tree. Maybe that's why this brings me back memories. We had a Christmas tree like that. Again, probably from stuff we found because we couldn't afford a thing. But I thought that was just beautiful. So anyway, this at the back, here's how I bound it. And then I just reinforced the little holes. Not that it really needs it, really, because I reinforced the cover. The cover is usually a little bit strong, so it doesn't really need it. So I just put a piece of, I wanted to give it that little vintage look, so I just cover that up, and that's what she looks like. She is really beautiful. She's not too chunky. I mean, I make them even chunkier. And again, so much going on, and these beautiful trims that I kept my beading and my dangles to a minimum. I love this cluster right here. Let me show you up close, if I can see it. Up close. I have this trim right here. This is left over from the seam of something, and it's gold. See that you can see the stitching. So I put that little piece there. I ruffle this piece, and then I sandwich these 2 little pieces and just kind of let that kind of peek through. This is from Boho Daydreams, and I love this because I like anything in a paisley shape. And this is the very last of that trim. I'm out of it. And then like I said, I decided to put that in like a little angle just to be different. And yeah, that's what she looks like, and that's the back. And I love it. And the back I use this trim, which I don't have a whole lot left, that I ruffled up. Has a little bit of sequin, so it sparkles a little bit, and more of the tinsel. I sewed all the way around. She is sturdy but pliable. Isn't she beautiful? Did I say that before? I love her little face. Okay, so let's get started really quick. When you first open her up, I created a little tuck spot right here with lace. This is not avocado. I think this is coffee dyed, I think. Not avocado. So I created a little tuck spot here, and I let the lace kind of dangle. I gave her one of my messy tabs up here. This is my trim. And then here I just put one of these beautiful receipts from the beautiful Heather. I'm going to link her store. I love her things too. A little vintage receipt. And I have some other things. I think this is from Heather too. She is like the wallpaper queen, and she has the most beautiful things. Here is just a little journaling card with, I wanted to pop up the little pink roses. Here, instead of a glassine bag, I found some of these brown paper bags. I don't know where I found them, but I need more of those bags in my life. Little bags, I don't know where I have them. I wanted to show you in case you guys ever come across them. Let me know where you got them, because I can't find them. I can't, trust me when I say I can't find something, I can't find it. So instead of a glassine bag, it's like a brown paper bag, but it's not really brown. It's kind of like a soft brown. I think it's like a pastry bag, and it's not old. I don't know where I found this. It's so old with me, with my stash, but it's not vintage. And if you ever come across a link, let me know. I want something. I love my glassine bags, but sometimes you want something a little different. So I always like to start my books with a little bag, with a little pocket somehow. So here I used this image of her, I think, and I love that image, and I used it someplace else, you'll see it. And then here I have some tea dye. I used a lot of a lot of tea dye and coffee dye, because the coffee dye takes a more of a brown, burnt color, and that's the look I was going for here. So I used some of my coffee dye laces. This is another trim. This is remnants of another trim, and this is another one of Tracy Fox's famous little labels that I love. And then here I have, there's a little pocket in here. And I found this. I love this little list thing. I think this is from when Michael used to be $1. And I remember back then, I sound so old, but I remember when Target was $1. We don't call it a dollar bin anymore. We're not going to call the dollar store a dollar store anymore. I don't know what the heck. I'm just not going into that. So anyway, this little list is in there. And then this is from the paper. And then I found, I love ledger paper or anything. Found that. And there's a little bit of pink here. And I love it. So it kind of matched that. And this is a piece of sari. This beautiful thing. See how you got sequins everywhere? And I don't mind that. This, I believe, almost 99.9, that is Heather from Ruby and Pearl on Etsy, and she's also Ruby and Pearl on IG, and she is amazing. So go follow her store. She comes up with all these beautiful, gorgeous kits that I'm always going to buy, but guys, I have to pace myself. So anyway, this is from her. I bought one of her classic. Well, everything she does is kind of classic, but I bought one that was kind of classic, so I can put it here and there. It kind of goes with everything. This doesn't have to just be Valentine's or Christmas. It can be anything. You got blue, green, you got whatever. And to me, flowers, roses, I love roses. They can go with anything. They can go with Christmas, traditional, vintage, whatever they can go. So I love that. So anyway, here I have just another messy tab, and this is one bead. I only have 2 little beads. This is from another salvage piece of jewelry. I am in love with this bead. I don't know what is it about it. See, it's got another loop at the end that you can add something. But the setting, I think, is the way that it's set. It is just set in such a pretty way that I love it. So I just added here, and I think it looks really pretty against the white. And then this little thing reminds me of a fleur-de-lis, but I know it's not. But I have it. I had one little piece left, and I put it there. And then I have some of that pretty pink sari. I'm going to link where I got that also. I love this pink. Here I just, plenty of, again, my journals are meant in my head to be written, like you can write and actually use them. But wouldn't this look nice, guys, as a December daily with all kinds of cute little numbers with sparkles. But anyway, so I have a little doily here. This is not new. This is not old, and I need to tea dye stuff. This hasn't been tea dyed. I just kind of grunged it up. And here I have a little spot that you can put something, a little note, a little something, whatever you like. I didn't want to put anything because I like seeing the music notes back here, but it can act as a little, or even a little picture that you might want to veil or cover it up, or whatever. I love this trim. I love that. This tag is from another I'm going to link this lady, this company too, because I have lots of her printables and I love her big gigantic journaling cards. And I thought this roses again went well, but then I added a little cutout just to make it Christmas. First I decorated the page, which is what it dictates. I do my cover first. That kind of sets the tone for the journal. Then once the cover is done, it's like a relief. The cover is done. I'm in love with it. I'm done. Now I go on the inside and I start doing my pages. I go around and do my collages. I go around and just random, do whatever. But then I already have my embellishments already done in another pile like this. See, like I have all my little embellishments. I don't know where they're going to go. I just know the color scheme. That's all I know. So I do all my embellishments. For example, this tag, I gave her that little fringe on top. And it wasn't, in my head, I didn't think I was going to turn it into a tuck spot. I had no idea what it was going to be. I thought it was going to be like a journaling card. So I have all my embellishment here in a set aside. Then once my pages are all randomly decorated, like however, then I try to find where my embellishments that I already gave the little details to and they're ready to go. I'm going to try to find where they fit on what page. This one, like I said, this came with that. And I sewed all the way around. I thought this was going to be like a little journaling, like maybe a floating journaling card. But I didn't. I turned it into like a little tuck spot. I did a little collage back here and then just adhered it here and turned it into another little journaling tuck spot with another little vintage looking receipt that goes right there. And then here I have like 3 trims going. I've got this. This is also one of my tea-dye pieces. I have left over from some kind of a blouse or something. Then I have this. And this kind of like, I don't know, the page, like I said, I had already decorated the page like this. I just thought that went perfect in there and that's where it went. So that's why sometimes in my journals you'll see pages that just have like a little decoration, a little something, but they don't really have a whole lot. I figure those pages you can use it for journaling or putting pictures or whatever you like. But it's like I can't fill every single page. I just, personally, that's for me. I love when other people do it. I love to see it in other people's journals. But my head won't let me do it. I can't explain it to you. It's too much for my head. I need to have blank also. So I didn't, you see this page? I could have put something here if I wanted to, but I just think the simplicity of this page is beautiful. And that's that trim that I love. Let me show you up close how pretty it looks against the pink. Can you see that? This is like a little elastic trim, very hard to sew on, but it looks really pretty against. And now look at it, guys. This is an accident. This page ripped. When I was tearing it, it kind of ripped, and I was like, oh my God, that looks so pretty. So I had to go ahead. I went ahead and I ripped the other one just to make it the same. But there are no accidents in junk journaling. Look how pretty that looks in the back, all ripped. This is from another wallpaper printable, and I love, this almost looks like watercolor journaling. See this page, I love these little cats. They are freaking adorable. Look how cute. They're little, I used to have a clock in my bedroom. They had a little cat like that and the little tail move. That's how old I am. So, of course, the kids nowadays call that vintage. And I'm like, no, that's 1970 something. That's not vintage. But anyway. So this page, I just did a messy tab and a little bit of some sari trim. And this is the other page where I did a little bead. And it's just a plain, this is not glass, but it's kind of retro looking. It's not glass, it's like acrylic little bead. So those are the only 2 little beads really going on in the journal. And on the back, I did another one of my little multi-tuck spot things that I do that I love, that I try to add one to every journal. And then this one I did in the, you know, what I'm calling like my neutrals. That way I can add whatever I want it. I always try to leave that center strip to embellish with whatever my journal is. In this case, I chose some of the designer paper to put here. I veiled it a little bit with this I already had, and I put a little label. And then here I have 2, this has 2 major tuck spots. Oops, here and here. So here I made this sweet little card. This is from the paper. Isn't it sweet? I love that because I love her. Let me see if it'll, see how cute. Is that not cute? Doesn't that remind you of your childhood? And this is a little trim left from the seam of a blouse. And then you can journal in the back, and that goes right in here. And I have a little vintage little, I love this cute little chandelier. A little vintage little check that you can journal, tuck a little picture, tuck a little receipt, do whatever you want. And then here I have more roses. I think I got it. I don't want to say because I'm not 100% sure, but I'm going to link everybody underneath. And I think this is from my porch print. I'm not sure, but I'm going to link because I really don't know. And that goes in this little tuck spot right here. And then for this one, I am in love with this trim. When I tea-dyed it, it became very raggedy and torn and tattered, and I love it. And there's a little shimmer. It's like, you can see the tea dye. I think this was out this. Okay, sorry, I had to edit something there. This is coffee dyed, and came off someplace, I don't know where, but there's a little shimmer going on in it. And I like the contrast of, I don't know if you can see it, but there's a little shimmer going on. I like the contrast of the elegance of that little shimmer and that burnt coffee dye look, vintage, old. I love that. And it tattered. When I did it, it tattered. I think it was really old, and it just, a lot of it, and I love that. I love that. And I have a little tag here with a little ticket. This is another bead. Sorry, there is one more bead. This one's pink. It's also acrylic. I found the perfect little bead. And then it just has a little ticket that's holding everything together here. And this is another little journaling. And then look at the back. Well, let me just take it apart so I want to show you. I always do that. Just a little ticket that's holding it all together. This little tag, I put that little trim, which I love. And he's so sweet. He's like a little die cut. And I love that paper. And then the back of the tag, you can journal on this one because I did it both sides. And then this you could journal inside or hide something in there if you like. And then the paper clip goes right here. And this is that trim that I showed you in the front that I used here. That tiny little piece here is this. This came off something, and I didn't want to, and I like the, I don't know, I just like the gold in it, and it was all tattered up, and I love it, so I put it there. Vintage receipt, journaling spot. Here's where I added a little bit of green, guys. There's not a whole lot of green going on. Basically, because I don't think I own any sari or any boho stuff in green. I don't know why. I have teal, and I use teal, but I don't have a lot of green. So anyway, I see a little bit of green on the snowflake, so I wanted to do that, and I made a messy tab here. This is all tattered and old, and I think this is not too old, but I do wash all my stuff that I pick up around everywhere, estate sales or whatever. I wash them immediately before I handle them too much. And I love that because sometimes they do tatter like awesome. Like this is all beat up. I love it. And then in the back, I turned the back into like a little journaling that you can journal on. A little journaling card. I put some, I have a little bit of some ledger paper peeking through here and some of my favorite crushed velvet ribbon here that I love, love, love. And then this is from my recent find of music, Christmas music. But I can tell it's not old. It's not from an old book, but they're classic musics, and I love it. So I put that there with a little bit of this gauzy pink trim. I don't know what that I used to tie the other journal with. I had some left over, so I used it here. And then I made a little ruffle with some real sari trim here. And you can also do like a little flip here if you like. See, this was a loved book because you can see how... I think it's maybe some sweet little child wrote on it. I love that. Another piece. This I did it on purpose. And then some sari. We're reaching the center. This is what I chose for the center. And I'm kind of liking leaving the center blank. If you like, you can put something like that in the center, whatever you like. Or your favorite pictures, whatever. Notes, anything. But I love this page so much. I love her. So I put her in the center. She's mailing a letter to Santa. And then more blank space. Oh no, more green. See? This is another sari in green and gold. So here I have a little bit going on. I have this sari going on. I have the stretchy material ruffle that I did. And then I have a piece of sari right here. This is probably the last piece I have left. And I like that it curved, a design curved like that. And this is all tattered up. I love that. Here I created, this is the back of the music paper that I flipped and created a little tuck spot. And on the front of the tuck spot, I put on this little journaling card. I think it's so cute. And then on the inside, I have just this advertisement. But you can put in there whatever you like. And I like that it has a little pink. And then here on this is just the back of that little, that's over there. Oh, I love this. I wanted to use, this is not old. It's not old because I didn't have to wash this, and it's so neatly pressed that I know this probably came off some kind of a bolt. And that's okay, and I love it. So I wanted to use something that kind of reminds me of that. This is what I wanted to use in the front. I knew it right away. But I wanted something that reminded me of that, or a touch of that somewhere in the back, but I didn't have any more. So I found that, and that kind of went with that. Plenty of room, more of my beautiful velvet crush ribbon. This is not a tuck, this is just a lace there. You can put a picture here, like right over it. This will be like a great foundation to just put something here, or even a smaller little picture or something, if you like. This is one of those pages that I, pre-decorate, pre-set up, and then I'll come along and add something to it. So this page I already had before I added my little tuck spot. I already had that there, and I had this little collage back here. And I felt, this will be a great foundation page to put a little embellish. So that's what I did. I created this tag. I added that because I love this. I love all this, and I love that it has red, but I wanted something Christmassy. And I wanted something blue because I wanted to use this blue one. So I found that, and I put it there. I backed it up with a little lace, and then I just put it there. And I turned that into a little tuck spot, and then this tuck spot has one of these receipts as an example, but you can tuck whatever you want in there. That goes right in here like that. And then more of that tinsel. So this is one layer. 2 layer. I love this because this has, I want to see if you can see it. You see how it has a little gold in here in the fabric itself. I love that. So you got 1, 2, 3, and 4 layers going on here, but it doesn't look that much because 3 of them are the same color, so it doesn't look like you have so much, but you do. And then the cats again. I think they're so cute. Oh, I love this. This is the one page that's a little bit different in the other journal. I think the top part is a little bit different, but everything else is the same. I love this. And this is from the scar that's in the front, this piece. I had a little piece left, so I put it there. You can tuck a little picture back here and hide it or whatever you like. I did a little collage. She is so pretty. I think this is some kind of advertisement. So what I did, I love this page so much because I love that little cluster. I only had that little bit left. I'm saving all my pennies because I want to put another order into Sheila. And she's in Boho Daydreams. This is where I get some of my, the bulk of it. But I like to, I don't want to pay shipping every 3 months. So I just like to save my pennies and put a nice size order, and that's how I save on shipping. So I'm saving all my pennies. I have a birthday and anniversary coming up. I told my husband that's what I want, so I can go and use it in Sheila's store because I'm low on everything. So this is from her store. Look how pretty. There's a little piece of tulle here, and then this sari is from another wonderful store. It's from either 2 other stores that I buy boho trim from, and I hate to say the wrong one, but I'm going to list it underneath. I love buying things from that store too. So anyway, I believe this is from Sheila. But if it's not, I apologize. But I'm going to link everybody underneath. But anyway, this trim, I'm also saving for this store too. I'm saving for everything. So here I put some of that gold ribbon underneath. I had a little bit of this gold left, so I put it here. I think she's so cute. The same lady. And then the back, look how pretty this whole page looks with the gold and the sari and the wallpaper. Love it. So that goes here. This would be like, I would save this as like a real special night page. Like maybe my, I don't know, Christmas Day, or I don't know, something really pretty because it's so special looking. My husband's throwing out the garbage. He was going the wrong way. This is the back of that page. This is more of that trim that I told you that's falling apart, that I love it. This is a longer piece, bigger, so you can really enjoy most of it. You could put something else in the center if you like, or even a little journaling strip right on it and then put it, I don't know, whatever you like. More blank goodness that you look how pretty, that you can journal on. This is so pretty. The back of that wallpaper, which is gorgeous. And this is the back of the bag, which I decided to, what I went ahead and did this time, I cut the back. This would be like the bottom of the bag, and the front is the front of the bag. I just cut it to create me a little pocket, and I did. I have another one of these in there as a sample, but you can put whatever you like in there. And then for the back, I chose that image because I love that image. And this is the back of the journal, and I had this beautiful trim that I've been wanting to use. It has a little bit too much black for me, but I thought it went well with that. Look how pretty. I needed to put, I knew in my heart I want to put that somewhere in this journal, so I found this little spot for it. And then that's the back, like I already showed you. So isn't she beautiful? So I'm so excited about this one because I'm not afraid of color anymore, guys. I used to be like a white girl. I used to just all be white, 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 that real shabby white. Then I went into pink. I love pink, but now, and then in my mixed media, I like color, but in my journals, I didn't, but now I do. So I love it. So I hope you picked up a few tips, maybe a little idea or something, and I can't wait for these to get to their happy home. I know they're going to be loved. Okay, guys, thanks for watching. Merry Christmas. God bless. Bye-bye.